The topic of this video is creating polynomials using their characteristics. Let's look at a problem. Create a polynomial with the following properties: degree 3, leading coefficient 1, and the following zeros and their multiplicities. Negative 2 is the 0 with a multiplicity of 1. 0 is the 0 with a multiplicity of 1, and 7 is the 0 with multiplicity of 1. Okay, so to create a polynomial, we need to be able to get the factors from the information that has been provided. So we're going to add another column to the table that is given in this problem. So the factors. We learned in another video how to get a factor based on the root. So we're going to use that skill right now. The root is negative 2, so the factor that created that root must be x plus 2. In the next row, the root is 0, so the factor that created that root must be x. And when the root, or 0, is 7, then the factor that created that root must be x subtract 7. Now the multiplicity tells me how many of each factor to use. So there will be just one x plus 2 in our answer, one x in our answer, and one x minus 7 in our answer. So we are now ready to create our function. So our function will be f of x equals, we have one factor of x plus 2, one factor of x, and one factor of x minus 7. Now the only thing left to do is to put the leading coefficient in our problem. The leading coefficient goes before the first factor. In this particular instance, it happens to be 1. Okay, now we simplify. Anything times 1 is itself, so we get f of x equals x plus 2, x minus 7. This is our answer in factored form. And this problem also requires us to multiply all of our factors together to write our answer in polynomial form. We'll do that by following order of operations. When you have multiplication, you work from left to right. So the first thing we're going to figure out is what is the x times the x plus 2, and we'll figure that out with distribution. So in the orange box, we're going to have x squared plus 2x and then of course that still has to be multiplied by the factor of x minus 7. So this is going to be an instance of FOIL. So this times this times this, etc. So we're going to get x cubed minus 7x squared plus 2x squared minus 14x. Combine your like terms, x cubed minus 5x squared minus 14x, and that is our function f of x in polynomial form. So there are two answers to this question because there are two different forms of the same answer. We have our factored form and we have our polynomial form. And it's probably worth mentioning that you can do a quick check to make sure that you have not made any mistakes by comparing the factors and the terms to the degree and the leading coefficient. We know that the degree of a polynomial in polynomial form is the highest exponent of x, which is 3, so that matches what we were expecting. And we know that the degree of a polynomial in factored form is found by adding the degrees of each factor. 1, 1, 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. The leading coefficient is the coefficient of the leading term, which is 1, and so that matches here as well, which gives me confidence that this problem has been solved correctly.